Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Neecee Lexy. If you're new here, I'm a content creator, digital marketer, as well as a blogger. But today's topic is going to be a little bit different. This is strictly going to be talking about investment, saving, and getting off debt. I was highly requested to have a discussion around how to scale up small size businesses and things of that nature. But I feel like, there's a lot of other things that actually needs to be discussed when you are getting into entrepreneurship, what other financial things that you need to take into consideration. And that is why today I want to talk about, as the title mentioned, should I invest, save, or pay off my debt first? So without further ado, let's get into the video. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date with the content that I release in this channel every week. Every Thursday, we do have a live guest that would be joining us and discussing and sharing their experience in the entrepreneurship world, whether they're artists, fashion designers, or tech industry expertise. So yeah, welcome back for those who are joining us today in today's topic. I just want to put a little disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. So some of this stuff is just going to be based on my personal information. I highly advise you to go speak to your local accountant or personal advisor, and also read some books and articles that are basically dedicated to personal finance. So for millennials and Generation Z people, so you're more likely thinking about some big adulthood next step in order to help you secure, maybe it could be your financial freedoms. You're probably wondering whether you need to invest in stocks or Bitcoin and save for the first home, or even just getting off the student debt, or even other debts that you might have accumulated in your 18s, 20s, and 30s. Anyway, so today I'll be sharing with you a personal note and some advice that I got from my successful business colleagues. And depending on how deep you are in debt right now, I highly recommend you to have a meeting with your CPA or have an accredited financial advisor to take a look at your situations in order to make sure that they clarify it accordingly. They might have more helpful resources within your states or province or city that will be better off to support you in your situation. However, I'm going to be talking just about the three high-level concept of what I know personally from my end, and maybe could be resonating with you. So let's talk about money, okay? Number one, learn to save. The majority of us have a bad relationship with money because we never understood how to manage it to begin with. So every paycheck we acquire either goes straight to shopping, entertainment, or subscription fees for things that we hardly even use. I don't know if you have a Netflix subscription, a Spotify subscription. Sometimes you don't use this app constantly. So unless we're learning to save and manage the little money that we have, we won't be able to cope with the large sum of the excessive money that we wanted to achieve. So that is why it's the first step, as a post that I've seen before, it says that learn to save the first $100 every month. And that will give you a sense of goal, and that will help you and train you, because it's all about training your mind to become money smart. Tell yourself, for example, by the end of the October 31st this year, that you want to save this much for for your first baby step saving, $100, $200, whatever that is. And then by the end of the year, you at least need to have at least 5% of your down payment for house or mortgage or whatever that is. Because you have set a date and also you set up an ideal number, this will get you to motivate you to start looking into it and start to be more aware of your financial situation. So when that time actually arrives, the date that you write it down, you're more likely to see how far you have come, and you also start to pay attention to the income that you're generating and to the money that is going out. This would be the first step, is learning how to save, because without saving, obviously you cannot have a healthy relationship with your money. The importance of saving is that it teaches you the discipline. It helps you to understand the smart goals that you wanted to set to make sure that it's attainable. And then it's not just a wishful thinking of like, hey, I just want to save. Like, what do you want to save that money for? You need to understand that. You're going to have a more enjoyable time doing it, because it's now subconsciously you start to reward yourself. You start to see the progression. In return, will help you to be more aware of the things that you do. Okay. So second, it's get out of debt as fast as you can. Debt is like a toxic relationship, which only takes so much from you, but doesn't give you anything in return. So you are left with doubting every money move that you take, and you feel trapped at times. And people with debt are less likely to dive into any new business opportunities, especially if you're thinking of becoming a business entrepreneur, or you wanted to dive into like new ideas. Because of all the debt that is kind of like, trapped or behind you, you most likely not going to take that risk, because you're like, oh my God, I have so much money problem that I need to get out of it. And that is why it's very important for you, if you're in your 20s or 30s, the step that you should be focusing on is trying to get out of any debt. If it's a student loan, that maybe you can maybe prolong it a little bit, just because depending on how much you owe. But the faster you try to get out of it, the more freedom you'll have, and the more you will start to utilize that extra money that coming in for things that will benefit you in the future, possibly. And you can read books on financial freedom. You can even watch Dave Ramsey financial advice on YouTube, or even pick up some of their books. I've been watching their content, and some of the content actually helped me so much, especially after I start watching it, I start to follow along. And that actually helped me to save so much, which is what got me to become a better money saver and have a better understanding of my money language and money relationship. So I would highly, highly suggest you to check out his content on getting out of debt and things like that. He has some incredible insights that you can use there. Someone once also told me that scare money don't make money. So let's just basically talk about what that means in a sense. Okay, first I had to look really deep at what that word means by that. Only a few months later, I realized that money decision can come out of a fear of not going broke, or fear of getting into more debt. And that's why sometimes, even as an entrepreneur, there were possibility of opportunity that were coming, but because I was so scared, I'm like, hey, I don't want to get into debt, or I don't want to take this risk because I'm not sure if that's even gonna give me anything in return. But however, as an entrepreneur, as a person who wants to do a startup company, sometimes we need to invest money in order for us to able to have profit or scale up in the future. So that means sometimes it would recommend you to invest in your education. It would recommend you to invest in a product, invest in equipment. All of these are money that essentially you are using it to better yourself, to enhance yourself in order to get somewhere. And that is where now I'm coming into the third topic, which is invest like your future depends on it. This brings me to the most important stage of your adulthood. Investing in our future and building the generational wealth is super crucial. Once you have learned the value of saving money and how it will positively change your life dynamic, I believe you're ready to then invest that extra fund into more comfortable of the future situations by investing your money into like a stocks or Bitcoin or even ETF and things of that nature, I would also say that this is where kind of like you have to even consider, if you're thinking of having kids in the future, maybe you can consider having your trust funds and things of that nature, and talk to your financial advisor on how you can be able to utilize that extra money in order to give you a better return in the future, in case 10 to 15 years from now, you want to be able to maybe invest in properties, invest into your, just kind of have that financial freedom that you can retire early. This helps us to conclude that investment profile is actually very important as well. There are several things that you can invest in today. It can either be an educational investment to gain more knowledge, so you can also invest into things like major industry like stocks, real estate, Bitcoin, of that. All of these are available to you. In the end, this gives you the ability to gain dividend or profits and also get a start on building your financial freedoms. I hope some of this content was very helpful today. If you would love for me to continue on talking more about savings, getting off debt, and things of that nature in this channel, feel free to let me know in the description below, and I will be more than happy to start creating a series around this topic, because it's super important for us to have our relationship with the money set correctly, especially if you're thinking of becoming your own boss in the future. So you need to educate yourself on how to manage your money and how to get off debt. So you can drop a comment below. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you can learn all about free tips that I do with digital marketing, branding, and personal development. And I will see you guys in my next video. Have a wonderful day. Take care.